Hey everyone, welcome back to GoSpeakly English podcast. Oh my goodness, I am so excited for today's episode.
Yes, welcome. Whether you're joining us for the first time or you've been with us from the beginning, we are thrilled to have you here.
I'm Sophie, and I've been teaching English for 9 years now, and honestly, today's topic is one that I get asked about almost every single week.
And I'm Daniel, and yeah, Sophie's right. This topic, wow, it confuses so many learners. But by the end of today, you're going to feel like a pro.
So today, we're diving deep into 3 little words that cause big confusion: can, could, and would.
Oh yes, these 3 are like troublemakers. They look simple, but when you actually try to use them in conversation, suddenly your brain freezes.
Exactly. I remember when I first started teaching, I had a student who would say, I would speak English, when he meant I can speak English. And I thought, okay, we need to clear this up once and for all.
Yeah, and here's the thing. These words are everywhere in English. Native speakers use them constantly, so if you master them, your English is going to sound so much more natural.
Absolutely. So whether you're ordering coffee, asking your boss for a favor, or just chatting with friends, these 3 words will make your life so much easier.
Now, before we jump in, if you're enjoying this episode, do us a huge favor. Hit that like button. It really helps us reach more English learners like you.
Yes, and subscribe to GoSpeakly English podcast so you never miss an episode. We upload new content every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, so there's always something fresh waiting for you.
And hey, drop a comment telling us which of these 3 words confuses you the most. We read every single comment.
All right, let's get into it. We're breaking this down into 2 clear parts so it's super easy to follow.
Part 1, we'll cover can and could, and then part 2, we're tackling would. Trust me, by the end, you'll wonder why you were ever confused.
Let's go.
Okay, so let's start with can. This is probably the easiest one of the 3, but people still make mistakes with it.
Right, so can is all about ability and permission. Think of it as your go-to word when you want to say you're able to do something.
For example, I can swim. That means I have the ability to swim. Simple, right?
Exactly. Or I can speak 3 languages. You're talking about your skill, your capability.
Now here's where it gets interesting. Can is also used for permission, especially in informal situations.
Yeah, like when you ask, can I use your phone? You're asking for permission.
Oh, but Sophie, I've heard people say, could I use your phone too? What's the difference?
Great question. And this is where could comes in. Could is basically the polite version of can when you're asking for permission.
So, can I use your phone is casual, friendly, like asking a close friend.
Yes, but could I use your phone sounds more polite, more formal. You might use this with someone you don't know well or in a professional setting.
Ah, I see. So if I'm at work and I need to ask my manager something, I should say, could I leave early today instead of can I leave early today?
Exactly. Could just adds that extra layer of politeness and respect.
Okay, this is making sense. But wait, I've also heard could used to talk about the past. Like, when I was young, I could run very fast.
Yes, oh my goodness, you're absolutely right. Could is also the past form of can when we're talking about general ability in the past.
So, I can swim means now, today, I have this ability.
Right, and I could swim when I was 5 years old means you had that ability in the past.
But here's something tricky. What if I want to say I was able to do something specific in the past? Like, one time I managed to do something difficult.
Oh, great catch. For specific achievements in the past, we don't usually use could. We use was able to or managed to.
Can you give an example?
Sure. Let's say yesterday your car broke down, but you fixed it. You wouldn't say, I could fix my car yesterday. That sounds wrong.
Yeah, that does sound weird.
Instead, you say, I was able to fix my car yesterday, or I managed to fix my car yesterday.
So could is for general ability in the past, but for specific one-time achievements, use was able to or managed to.
Exactly. You're getting it.
Okay, let me test myself. If I say, when I was in school, I could memorize poems easily, that's correct, right?
Perfect, because you're talking about a general ability you had back then.
But if I say, yesterday, I could memorize a whole poem in 10 minutes, that's wrong.
Yes, you should say, yesterday I was able to memorize a whole poem in 10 minutes.
Got it. This is so helpful.
Now, there's another use of could that's super important. We use it for possibility.
Possibility? You mean like something might happen?
Exactly. When you're not sure about something, but it's possible, you use could.
Give me an example.
Okay, imagine your friend is late. You might say, she could be stuck in traffic. You don't know for sure, but it's a possibility.
Oh, so it's like saying maybe she is stuck in traffic.
Yes, or it could rain tomorrow. You're not certain, but there's a chance.
I love this. So can is about ability and permission, and could is about polite requests, past ability, and possibility.
You nailed it. But wait, there's one more thing about can we need to cover.
What's that?
Can is also used for offering help or making suggestions.
Oh yeah, like can I help you with that?
Exactly. Or we can meet at 6 o'clock if you're free.
That's more like a suggestion, right?
Yes, you're proposing an idea, an option.
Okay, so just to recap before we move to would, can is for ability, permission, offers, and suggestions. Could is for polite requests, past ability, and possibility.
Perfect summary. And remember, in questions, could sounds more polite than can.
Got it. So if I'm in a restaurant and I want ketchup, I should say, could I have some ketchup, please? Instead of, can I have some ketchup?
Well, both are fine, honestly, but could does sound a bit more polite and formal.
Nice. Okay, I think we've covered can and could pretty well. Should we move to the big one, would?
Ah, yes. Would is where things get really interesting. Let's dive into part 2.
All right, would. This one has caused me so much confusion over the years.
You're not alone. Would is probably the trickiest of the three because it has so many different uses.
So where do we even start?
Let's start with the most common use, polite requests and offers.
Okay, like, would you like some tea?
Perfect example. When you're offering something politely, would is your best friend.
And if I'm asking for something, I can say, would you pass me the salt, please?
Exactly. It's very polite, very formal. Much more polite than, can you pass me the salt?
So would is even more polite than could?
They're pretty similar in politeness, but would often sounds a bit softer, a bit more indirect.
Interesting. Okay, what's the next use of would?
Imaginary situations and hypothetical scenarios.
Oh, like when you're talking about things that aren't real?
Exactly. This is where would really shines. Let me give you an example. If I had $1 million, I would buy a house.
Ah, so you don't actually have $1 million, but you're imagining what you would do if you did.
Perfect. That's a hypothetical situation. You're dreaming, imagining, talking about something unreal.
So I could say, if I were the president, I would change so many things.
Exactly. You're not the president, but you're imagining what you would do in that situation.
This is actually really useful for conversations. People love talking about imaginary scenarios.
Oh my goodness, yes. It's great for getting to know people. You can ask things like, what would you do if you won the lottery? Or where would you go if you could travel anywhere?
I love those questions. Okay, so that's hypothetical situations. What else?
Would is also used for past habits.
Wait, past habits, like things you used to do?
Yes. Instead of saying used to, you can use would to talk about repeated actions in the past.
Give me an example. I'm confused.
Okay. Imagine you're talking about your childhood. You could say, Every summer, we would go to my grandmother's house.
Oh, so that means you went there regularly. It was a habit.
Exactly. It's the same as saying, every summer, we used to go to my grandmother's house.
So I could say, when I was a kid, I would play outside until dark every day.
Perfect. You're talking about a repeated action, a habit from the past.
That's beautiful. It sounds more, nostalgic?
Yes. Would for past habits often has this warm, nostalgic feeling. It's lovely for storytelling.
I'm definitely going to use this more often.
Now, there's one more important use of would. Preferences.
Preferences? Like what you want?
Exactly. When you want to express what you prefer, you use would like or would rather.
Oh yeah, I would like a coffee, please.
Perfect. That's more polite than saying, I want a coffee.
So instead of I want to go home, I should say I would like to go home?
Yes, especially in formal or polite situations. Would like sounds much softer.
What about would rather? How's that different?
Would rather is when you're choosing between options, like, I would rather stay home than go to the party.
Ah, so you're showing your preference between two things.
Exactly. Or you could say, would you rather have tea or coffee?
Nice. So would like is for what you want, and would rather is for choosing between options.
You got it.
Okay, so let me see if I understand all the uses of would. It's for polite requests and offers, hypothetical situations, past habits, and preferences.
Absolutely perfect.
But wait, I have a question. Sometimes I hear people say things like, I would go, but I'm too tired. What's happening there?
Oh, great question. That's would expressing a desire or intention that's blocked by something.
So you want to go, but something is stopping you.
Exactly. You're willing to do it, but there's a problem or obstacle.
So I could say, I would help you, but I have to work.
Perfect. You're showing that you want to help, but you can't because of your work.
This is making so much sense now.
I'm so glad. Now let's talk about some common mistakes people make with these three words.
Oh yes, please. I want to avoid those mistakes.
Okay. Mistake number 1. Using would when you mean can.
What do you mean?
Sometimes learners say, I would speak English when they mean I can speak English.
Oh yeah. Would makes it sound hypothetical, like you're imagining speaking English, not actually able to do it.
Exactly. If you want to talk about your ability, use can. I can speak English.
Got it. What's mistake number 2?
Mistake number 2. Using could for specific past achievements. We covered this earlier, but it's so common.
Right. So don't say, I could fix my car yesterday. Say, I was able to fix my car yesterday.
Perfect. Mistake number 3. Forgetting to use would in hypothetical if clauses.
Can you explain that?
Sure. Some people say, if I have money, I buy a car, when they mean a hypothetical situation.
Oh, so they should say, if I had money, I would buy a car.
Exactly. The would makes it clear you're talking about an imaginary situation.
This is so helpful. Any other mistakes?
Yes, not using could for polite requests. Some learners always use can, even in formal situations.
So instead of saying, can you help me to their boss, they should say, could you help me?
Exactly. Or even better, would you be able to help me? That's super polite.
Wow, I love that. Would you be able to help me? That sounds so professional.
It does. Okay, let's give our listeners some practical tips to remember all this.
Yes, because honestly, there's a lot of information here.
Tip number 1. Think of can as the present, could as the past or polite version, and would as the imaginary or formal version.
Oh, that's a great way to remember it.
Tip number 2. When in doubt, use could or would for politeness. You can never be too polite.
That's true. Better to sound extra polite than rude.
Tip number 3. practice with real-life situations. Next time you're in a cafe, try using could or would.
Like, could I have a cappuccino, please? Or I would like a croissant.
Perfect. The more you practice, the more natural it becomes.
Okay, I have a challenge for our listeners.
Ooh, I love challenges. What is it?
For the next week, every time you make a request in English, use could or would instead of can.
That's brilliant. And notice how people respond differently. You'll see that polite language really changes conversations.
Yes. And drop a comment telling us how it went. Did people treat you differently? Did you feel more confident?
We'd love to hear your experiences.
Wow, Sophie, we covered so much today.
We really did. Can, could, and would, 3 small words, but they make such a big difference in how you communicate.
Absolutely. And honestly, once you understand them, English becomes so much easier.
You know what I love most about teaching these words? You see immediate results. You can start using them today and sound more fluent right away.
That's so true. It's not like grammar rules that take forever to master. This is instant improvement.
Exactly. So to everyone listening, please don't feel overwhelmed. Start small. Pick 1 or 2 examples from today and use them this week.
Yes, maybe start with polite requests. Next time you need something, use could or would.
And then gradually add the other uses. Before you know it, these words will feel completely natural.
All right, before we wrap up, if you enjoyed this episode, please hit that like button.
And subscribe to GoSpeakly English Podcast. We upload new episodes every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. So make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss out.
We have so many exciting topics coming up, and trust me, each episode is more interesting than the last.
Oh my goodness, yes. We put so much love and effort into every single episode because we want to see you succeed.
And don't forget to comment below. Tell us which word was most confusing for you. Can, could, or would.
Or share a sentence using one of these words. We'll read them and give you feedback.
All right, my friends, thank you so much for spending time with us today.
We'll see you in the next episode. Until then, keep practicing, keep learning, and most importantly, keep speaking.
Take care, everyone.
Bye.
Bye-bye.